just elaborate. All right, a very good morning, students. Let me just recapitulate what we have studied in our previous class. Okay, so since now we have started our chapter number 3. Okay, or chapter number 3 me we have just completed what is electrolytes, what are strong electrolytes, what are weak electrolytes, and in last two previous classes we have discussed what is है ना. If the solution is more diluted, would the conductivity would be higher or would be the lower, है ना. This was the whole concept we have been studying since our last classes. Now in today's topic, as I have told you in my previous class, that we have been going through the strong electrolytes. Okay, we have been checking out what is the actual molar conductivity of strong electrolytes. All right, now in this topic I'm going to further elaborate that particular topic with the help of Collar's law. This is known to be Collar's law. Okay, H is silent over here, and this is known to be Collar's law. Okay, I hope it's easy to pronounce, so don't worry about this. Now the point here is what is Collar's law and why do we need to study this in the topic of strong electrolytes. ऐसा क्या है कि we have to add this particular topic in the strong electrolytes case. We were just discussing what is actual the conductivities of molar conductivities of strong electrolytes with dilution. This is what we were studying. So what's happening that we have to add this particular topic, this particular Collar's law. So the Collar's law wants to convey us. Collar's was a scientist. He just did some observation. What did he observe? He just observed and calculated the lambda naught. Quite obviously, what is lambda naught? In the last class we have discussed lambda naught is defined as the molar conductivity at infinite dilution, है ना? Or we can also call it limiting molar conductivity. Am I clear? It has two particular names, limiting molar conductivity और क्या है जी? Molar conductivity at infinite dilution. All right. Okay, so now the point here is उसने क्या observe किया? He just take 2 or 3 more examples of very strong electrolytes. Okay, for example, if I'm talking about NaCl, KCl, or same as it is KBr or KCl. So he just calculated the value of lambda naught and find out the difference. According to him, suppose this is 140, suppose this is 170. So the almost difference is 30. Okay, same as it is in this case, suppose this is 147, this is 137, the almost difference is 10. So उसने ये observe किया, doesn't matter कि हमारा जो electrolyte है, what is its actual nature. Each individual ion shows some effect. Each individual ion, doesn't matter which particular ion is it, it would show some particular effect, it would show some particular value that would add up in the limiting molar conductivity. दोबारा सुनो इस बात को. He has taken many more example like NaCl, KCl, same as it is if I'm going on with cesium chloride, rubidium chloride. So chlorine is the common in each and every case, and the difference was 30. So he observed that there is something known to be individual contribution of each ion, either it is positive ion or negative ion. And second importantly point, he said, doesn't matter what another anion is connected with this. We do not care which kind of ion is connected with it. Either it is cesium, either it is potassium, either it is rubidium or many more. Okay, so ये बात जो है उसने हमें observe की, उसने हमें समझाया, and in this case we came to know that yes, okay. So this was known to be the Collar's law. So on this observation, Collar's defined the law. He gave us a proper definition that I would repeat to you. It is known to be the limiting molar conductivity for any kind of electrolyte. The limiting molar conductivity. What is limiting molar conductivity? At infinite dilution. For any electrolyte is equal to the sum of each ion. Each ion which has made that strong electrolyte. I'm again repeating. He has defined the limiting molar conductivity is equal to sum of the molar conductivity of each ion multiplied with the formula unit. For example, if I'm talking about potassium chloride, he told us lambda naught potassium chloride equals to lambda naught K positive plus lambda naught Cl negative. Sorry, not lambda naught. Okay, and this lambda is known to be molar conductivity of that ion. This is known to be molar conductivity of a particular ion. Either it is cation or it is anion. So ये हमें जो प्यारी सी बात है, short सी बात है, ये हमें define की थी Collar's law. This was explained to us by Collar's law, and which is very important. Very strong electrolyte as well as weak electrolyte. So I hope I'm clear. Now I have given the and why. I have told you कि हमारा जो कितने जो anion है उसकी molar conductivity से we are multiplying the formula unit. We are multiplying how much ions are present over there. For example, let me show you a short and sweet example. Yes, we are observing, for example, barium chloride. Okay, for barium chloride, let's see what's happening in barium chloride. BaCl2. So according to him, lambda Ba positive plus 2 lambda Cl negative. है ना? So how much ions are connected in this? So it would be 2 lambda Al3 positive plus 3 lambda sulfate ion. Okay, this is known to be molar ionic conductivity, and this is known to be limiting molar conductivity. All right, this was whole. Must not have heard the topic. Just telling you about Collar's law. I'm again repeating. Collar's law is basically defined as, according to Collar's law, the limiting molar conductivity or the molar conductivity at infinite dilution is equal to the sum of its ionic conductivity. That means how many ions are present into it. Either it is cation or anion. It is the sum of both ions ionic conductivity multiplied to the formula unit. That means how many formula units are joined over there. We have been multiplied it. Okay, this was defined as Collar's law. Let me show you some example that would elaborate your concept more. Okay, so let's do a single example with Collar's law. All right, and the question is, we have to calculate the lambda naught for calcium chloride and magnesium sulfate. I'm gonna rub this. I hope you have understood this now. Okay, now we have got the question. The lambda naught, that is limiting molar conductivity for calcium chloride and magnesium sulfate. We have to calculate this, and we have been provided with the lambda of calcium 2 positive equals to 119, lambda magnesium 2 positive equals to 106, lambda chloride is equals to 76.3, and lambda sulfate is equals to 106. Okay. Now, Bache, I think you have gotten the idea about the Collarge law. We have studied in Collarge law that we need to calculate the lambda naught, suppose I'm calculating for calcium chloride. So that means it must be equal to the sum of ionic conductivity of both ions, either cation or anion. तो अगर मैं इसकी बात करूं, it would be lambda calcium 2 positive plus lambda chloride ion. Now I hope I'm clear. Now the point here is the formula was x lambda A positive plus y lambda B negative. This was the formula. Okay. So ये जो x और y है, ये हमें denote कर रहे हैं how much units are connected in our formula. If I'm talking about chlorine, here are 2 particular units. So it would be 2 lambda chloride. Am I clear, bache, now? Now lambda calcium 2 positive is given as 119 plus 2 into 76.3. We would solve it and we would get the answer. This is as simple. Same as it is if I have to calculate magnesium sulfate. So lambda naught magnesium sulfate would be equal to lambda magnesium 2 positive sulfate 2 negative. Till now, we have seen that Collarge law seems to be very important and crucial for us because he have told us how to calculate lambda naught. But now we will see the better version of Collarge law in the case of weak electrolytes. Okay, so our next topic is how can we calculate the conductivity of weak electrolytes with dilution. The first point, and second point, how can we calculate its limiting molarity with the help of Collarge law. So Collarge law we have seen Collarge law is so much important. We have just observed, okay? But then now the point here is what are the application of Collarge law and how is it useful to us for calculating the conductivity of weak electrolytes? Okay, we have just done with the strong electrolytes. Now our next point is weak electrolytes. Okay, so I hope we will start it with very good enthusiasm. Let's start with weak electrolytes. Now the first point is, बच्चे, you know very well whenever we have started about the strong and the weak electrolytes, आपको याद होगा कि weak electrolytes are those which do not dissociate completely, which don't dissociate completely, है ना? So if they do not dissociate completely, that means there is no such conductivity, है ना? Because the number of ions are not much over there, the conductivity is also low. Now the point here is what would happen if we would observe the weak electrolytes. Now the weak electrolytes, suppose I'm taking the formula just as we have done. In the strong electrolytes, जैसे हमने strong electrolytes में observe किया था that if we are taking the concentration conductivity, we have taken a graph formula, okay? Or in strong electrolytes, that was almost straight line. But if I'm talking about the weak electrolyte, it is going like this, okay, and almost reach to the zero. That means जैसे जैसे हमारी concentration decrease हो रही है, our weak electrolytes conductivity is increasing. Why is it so? क्योंकि हम उसको dilute कर रहे हैं, हम उसके अंदर water add कर रहे हैं, हम उसके अंदर solvent add कर रहे हैं, तो हमारा जो weak electrolyte है, that is dissociating more rapidly. Am I clear? Much dilution would be there, dissociation would be higher, dissociation would be higher, the number of ions would be higher, and the conductivity would be higher. Okay, so conductivity जो है वो धीरे धीरे increase हो रही है, and it reaches to lambda naught, that is at infinite dilution. So according to weak electrolytes theory, at infinite dilution, the ionic conductivity is maximum. Okay, so this was all. Now due to these two reasons कि first तो completely dissociate नहीं हो रहे, second हमारे पास उसका कोई strong proof नहीं है, कोई strong observation नहीं है कि वो कैसे conductivity को change कर रहे हैं, we cannot calculate its molar conductivity at infinite dilution or limiting molar conductivity. Okay, so what happened? For this, Coulage also helped us. He gave us a theory about weak electrolytes too. Okay, so our next concept is the application of Coulage's law for calculating the limiting molar conductivity for weak electrolytes. Am I clear, bache? Let's see a very simple and straight example. Okay, as usual, जैसे उसने strong electrolytes में example दिया था, if I'm calculating for weak electrolyte CS3COOH, acetic acid, you know very well this is weak acid, so this is weak electrolyte 2. So for this weak electrolyte, according to him, lambda CS3COO negative plus lambda H positive. And this was all we have observed in the case of strong electrolytes. Now the point is the lambda CS3COO negative, that is also difficult to calculate. The lambda H positive, that is also difficult to calculate. Now what can we do? For this, he gave us many examples, and with the help of those examples, we can calculate the lambda naught. Okay, let's see how is it possible. For example, I'm going to rub this with you. Now the point here is हमें weak electrolytes की molar conductivity नहीं पता है, but हमें strong electrolytes की molar conductivity तो पता है ना. We know very well about the conductivity of strong electrolytes. So इस case में can we do lambda naught CS3COOH equals to lambda naught CS3COOK plus lambda naught KCl. I'm sorry for that, minus lambda naught HCl. Yani CS3COOK, we are adding it with lambda naught HCl, and then we are subtracting lambda naught KCl from it. So what would happen? We would get our CS3COOH. Let's see how. This lambda naught, according to strong electrolyte, this is equal to lambda naught CS3COO negative plus lambda naught K positive. Plus, if I'm talking about this, lambda H positive plus lambda Cl negative minus lambda K positive plus lambda Cl negative. So if we would solve it, this lambda K positive is cancelled by, this lambda Cl positive is cancelled by, and we would get lambda CS3COO negative plus lambda H positive. और वो किसका formula है? Acetic acid. Isn't it easy? I hope I'm clear to this point. So this is the way how can we calculate this point, the weak electrolytes and their limiting molar conductivity. Am I clear, bache? This is easy. Let's see this particular example with the values so that we can easily demonstrate it. अभी आपने क्या observe किया? We have to calculate CS3COOH. और उसके लिए हमने lambda naught CS3COOK, KCl and HCl. These three are strong electrolytes. Okay. Okay, Sumit, I'm going to repeat this particular topic again. दोबारा सुनो ध्यान से. Weak electrolytes के केस में we cannot calculate our limiting molar conductivity. ये clear है? अगर हम weak electrolytes में limiting molar conductivity calculate नहीं कर सकते, तो कोलार्स ने हमें एक आइडिया दिया कि हम strong इलेक्ट्रोलाइट की लिमिटिंग ब्रैकेट करके इस वे हम अपने वीक इलेक्ट्रोलाइट की आयनिक कंडक्टिविटी लेके आ सकते. एम आई क्लियर? फॉर एग्जांपल CH3COOH, ये कैसे बन सकता है? CH3COOK प्लस HCl, और मैंने इसको आपको ओपन करके भी दिखाया है. फॉर CH3COOK, H3COO plus K positive. For HCl, H positive, Cl negative. For KCl, K positive, Cl negative. So whenever I would further elaborate it, the lambda K positive is getting cancelled out by lambda K positive, lambda Cl negative is cancelled out by lambda Cl negative, and we would left with only CH3COO negative, H positive. That is acetic acid. Am I clear now? I hope I'm clear in this topic now. In weak electrolytes, हमने strong electrolyte की limiting conductivity की help से अपनी conductivity calculate की. अब एक simple सा example देखेंगे. Okay बच्चे, we will see a very simple example and then we would see how is it further observed. Okay, let's go with the last example. Okay, the point here is we have been given, the question is molar conductivity at infinite dilution of NaCl, that is lambda naught NaCl. ये हमें दे रखा है जी 126.4. We have been provided with lambda naught HCl, that is equals to 425.9. lambda naught CH3COONe, that is equals to 91, and we have to calculate lambda naught CH3COOH. अब ये कैसे calculate करेंगे? We know very well lambda naught CH3COOH, that means lambda naught CH3COONe. अब हमें Na को remove करना है, तो I would subtract Na from it, but CH3COO में Na remove हो गया है, Cl add हो गया है और हमें H positive भी add करना है. So lambda naught HC. Okay, so this is the way. Now lambda naught CH3COONe is given with 91. Lambda naught HCl is given with 425.9 minus lambda naught NaCl 126.4. We would add it and subtract it, and that would be our answer. Now am I clear, bache? Isn't it easy? So this was all about the concept of weak electrolytes. Okay. Now, if there is any kind of doubt or query in weak electrolytes, you can ask to me. In this particular question, you have observed that we have just done to add or subtract so that we can get only CH3COO negative, H positive conductivity, है ना? तो CH3CONa में हमने HCl ऐड किया, हमारे पास CH3COOH तो बन गया है, बट साथ साथ में NaCl भी बन गया है, तो उसको हमने रिमूव कर दिया by subtracting. Am I clear? So this was very simple concept of weak electrolytes. Now we are left with the last topic of weak electrolytes, that is the first one is the weak electrolytes dissociation concept. Okay, that is very simple and short topic, and then that we would study in our next class. Okay, till now please tell me if there is any kind of doubt or query.